Welcome to Black Condor Talks. I'm adorable. This is a conversation that features plant medicine wisdom from across the world. Today, we're going to be going to South America, to Cusco, near Machu Picchu. We have our guest, Yodmar Huamán, who is a spiritual guide and teacher from the district of Cusco, Peru. He comes from a family with roots in agriculture and textiles. His father's a farmer, and his mother is a dedicated textile artisan. At the age of 15, he had a life-changing experience during a trek journey near his village where he participated in a Wachuma ceremony. This profound experience led him to discover his life's purpose, which is to share wisdom of ancestral medicine and Andean cosmovision with the world. Since then, Yodmar has trained with his master, inheriting the teachings of the rainbow lineage. In addition to his work as an official tour guide, he also shares his healings of the healing power of Wachuma, aka San Pedro, cactus medicine, with those seeking wisdom and healing. He is deeply grateful for the opportunity to pass on this sacred knowledge and to continue working on with his lineage. We are so deeply grateful to have you here today, Yodmar, to pour into us all of this wisdom. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, dear Adorable. It's for me an honor and a pleasure to be here and share all of this ancestral knowledge from our ancestors. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Ashe, yes. Thank you so much for being here. And it really, it's really a pleasure meeting you and hearing about you and connecting with you. I feel like I instantly felt that connection. Like we had last week in our conversation, it was very exciting. You were mentioning just that we're in some fascinating times, and you had insights around these times, some kind of professorial insights. And it really got me thinking about the deep energies that we're in and how they're shaping our healing paths. And so, and something that stood out to me in that conversation was when you were talking about the concept of the Puma and how it relates to the awakening of healers around the world. You shared some beautiful teachings on this, and I'd love for you to, of course, expand on that. But before we dive into those teachings, I'd love to hear more about what led you to the path that you walk today and kind of the moment or series of experiences that led you to this journey as a medicine man.
Well, my path started especially with Wachuma medicine, nowadays known as a San Pedro medicine, no? And hopefully, when I was in 15 years old, who is now my master, he invited me to one of these trekking from my village, Chinchero, to other archaeological site, which is Cusco. No, and in this trekking also my master invited me to have the Wachuma medicine, no? And I remember that I have one cup of this medicine. I have it and we started hiking, and after 1 hour, I guess, I just sit on the rocks, on the way, and I felt in that moment what our ayahuasca master, he says that with the medicine you will feel the eternal peace. And that day, with Wachuma, I felt that. Everything was calm. All the ideas that I have as a teenager, school, homework, many things in the family. The only thing that was important, the most important thing was myself for me. Even there is a lot of noise around me with the animals, sheep, cows around me. I can say I was in my center. And for me, that process was around like 1 hour, 2 hours, more or less. But in few minutes, I started hearing the steps from the group, and I came back to this dimension, and it was just like 1 or 5 minutes max. And from that moment, I say, no, I would love to share this medicine, this healing with the rest of the world, because there is many brothers and sisters around the world who need the support and the help from these medicines. And not just ayahuasca, there is many other master plants that exist around the world. And yeah, I say I would like to be one of the ones who can guide ceremonies with these plant medicines. And since that time, I start my training with my master with holding Wachuma ceremonies, prepare offerings for the Pachamama, hand healing, um, sending powerful healings through distance, and also with the thought and creating our personal altar, no? That we call in our lineage mastanas, or nowadays mesa or mishas.
Powerful. And as you were just mentioning that, I was thinking about just the rich lineage that you come from, the place you grew up in, and just being in that activation so close to Machu Picchu, which is one of the seven wonders of the world, a sacred site. I feel like the connection between Cusco and my own personal journey are so deeply interwoven, and the activations that are possible, and you kind of being in that flow. How has connecting with the land and the tierra, like how has that um, supported you in understanding your relationship as a healer? How has the land, like what does it mean to kind of be so close to that portal? And what has been the result on your journey and kind of stepping up and supporting others as it relates to the space that you are the steward of in essence, helping to steward?
Well, as our master always said, everything is step by step. No? During my training, I felt that I was very connect with my ancestor and with my land. No? And but is one thing is have the theory and one thing is have the theory. No? And my master gives me all the theory connection and everything, and in a certain point I say I believe in my land. I really connect with my land, with Pachamama, no? Mother Earth, with my apus and nustas, no? And one day in one of my meditation with the Wachuma medicine, the Pachamama told me, you are not believing us. And I say, how come? I am doing everything for you. I am praying for you, with you, everything that I do is with you, and you are healing through me. Yeah, but you are believing us just the 99%, but that just little percent which is missing is the best part, and yeah, it take me few more days to understand that message, to connect with this land. But once I get and incorporate all of this message with me, it was so beautiful. The magic come easily to me, and everything that I do as a medicine man, it was effortless. And yeah, I'm still continuing learning as one our grandfather. No, he one day says that in Quechua. No, he says kunang runtukani pakarin chiuchi kapusaj, which means I am a egg, and tomorrow I will be a little chicken. No, and he in his 70s when he passed away, when he left this dimension in his 17s around, he says, I'm still a egg. No, which for me is still no. We are all the time learning or remember everything in this life.
And that's beautiful. And I thank you for giving the time to presence yourself, to presence the land. Like that is a Black Condor. Like when we're connecting with these indigenous technologies, presencing the land, presencing the teachings and our teachers, it in essence is kind of like we're in this conversation activating a ceremonial space to even have permission to have a conversation like this. So there's just
Mm.
something that's really beautiful about us kind of almost invoking that energy and bringing it into the space. So I thank you for sharing that with us. It's really meaningful. So, I mean, you said something really powerful last week. I was showing with you about Black Condor and like the significance of the condor for us within our tribe and how we're carrying that as the mantle, and the story about how we came to be Black Condor with the condor presenting itself saying, I want to be at the altar of this community. And you were naming just some beautiful things connected to condor medicine. Would you share more about the condor from the Andean perspective and any significance it might hold?
Thank you very much for that. Well, first of all, let me start here in the Andes. According our Andean cosmovision, we have three worlds, no? The Hanach Pacha, the upper world, Kai Pacha, this world, this physical dimension, and the Uku Pacha, which is the inner world, no? And these three worlds has their own guardians, no, their own master who can help and support in these levels, no. For the upper world is the Condor that we call Apuchin Kundurs, no, and for this world is the Puma, no, for this dimension, and for the inner world, the Ukupacha is the serpent, no. And the condor for us here in the Andes is the considered as the messenger of the gods. Is the only one who can arrive to the realm of the gods, no? And also is the guardian of the spirit, no? And as the guardian of the spirit, he only vibrates in the higher frequencies, no? Because there is the energy and the spirit, no, in this world, no? But the energy can vibrate in the lower or higher frequency, but the spirit, it can only vibrate in the higher frequency. And when we call to the condor, to the medicine of the condor, immediately in seconds we are vibrating in that frequency, higher frequencies, no? And also the condor teaching us that if you want to fly to the highest, you need to have a light heart. Because the condor, the reason why he fly to these highest levels, no more than 6,000 meters above sea level, is because the condor is the only one who has the lightest heart in the world, no? And when we call to this condor, the medicine also is helping us to have the lightest heart, and everything is easier for us, no? And also the condor teaching us that we need to take care of families and communities, because once the condor starts flying to the highest, he never see again individuals. He see families, communities, the rest of the world. And from that perspective, it helping us to be a great leaders too, and a great master, and also find our inner master. Yeah, the condor for us, for the way how I learn is that, no, also liberation, the medicine of the condor.
So you're saying that we had the right bird. We got the right bird of Black Condor.
Yes, we need to fly to the highest.
Because it is, I mean, what you're naming, all the values that feel really resonant, like family, community, be flying to the highest place, like coming. And when I think about that, I think about what does it mean as Black folks, as people of color, for us in these times, especially given the histories of our ancestors. I know y'all have a history out there in Cusco of colonization. I know we come from that, and just this medicine's ability to help us transmute these
Yeah,
things and help kind of lift us. And you mentioned like kind of like that liberation. and kind of leveraging these spiritual animal archetypes, the plants, the land, us to come back into harmony and to
Mhm.
be the highest versions of ourselves. Like that feels like, for me, that's so resonant and it feels so divine. And I'm
Mm.
just really appreciative of you breaking down that condor medicine, and I'm excited to listen back on this and just really just let that marinate, just the medicine of the condor. So that's a wonderful.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and there is more once you connect with the, for example, just Machu Picchu. Curiously enough, our ancestor built the whole city in the shape of the condor, who is arriving to this land, to that land. Now, the reason why our ancestors, the Incas, created or built in the shape of the condor who is arriving means that they left a powerful programs for us, for the next generations.
Ooh, pretty tingles.
Mhm.
Because we also talk about a black condor just really having reverence for our ancestors and also thinking about generations going forward, right? That we're not passing down any trauma from the past, that we're kind of standing right here in this lifetime to kind of transmute, and how that supports our individual lives, but how does that resonate in our communities, and how does that resonate around the world, which I think is a great segue into the prophecy of the Puma, and
Mm.
this time of the Puma, this great awakening, as you were mentioning, around the world, this awakening of the healers. And I would love to hear what that prophecy is, please.
Oh, well, this is how the message come to me, the awakening of the Puma, no? Apparently our ancestors, no, they left a program, no, for us, no, the prophecy. Then it says that the new generation is gonna be less evolved than the last one, no, and they say this program is gonna end in the 2012. Curiously enough, also for the Maya calendar, no, it's gonna happen the end of the world, no, the physical end of the world. But we wait that time, but nothing happened, right? But apparently it doesn't happen. But the thing was, it was the end of a cycle.
Mm,
Because for me, the awakening of the Puma is the awakening of the inner master too. You know? Because curiously enough, after that time, many brothers and sisters, masters with different knowledge, they start teaching their wisdom, you know, from Mexico, Peru, Brazil, Colombia, also Japan, many other cultures start sharing that, and for me is that the awakening of ancestral knowledge from different part of the world, and as there is many other masters with different knowledge, we have one origin as the rays of the rainbow. There is seven colors, but it has one origin, which is
mm,
light.
mm,
That's why the name of our lineage in my language, Quechua, is Qanchis Illa Intiq Churincuna, which means the seven children's race of the Father Son. No, yeah, the only thing that we need to do nowadays is connect with that ancestral program and awake our inner Puma. Be fully awake. Be conscious of where we are come from, where we are, and where we are going. For me, is that the Puma teaching us that we need to be fully present in this physical dimension, because what's gonna happen after this life doesn't matter. What's happening before our this time, it doesn't matter, because now is the time. Now is where we need to heal people, where we need to leave programs for the next generations, where we need to enjoy. Now is the time.
Feel like now is the time. Something better happen because things are getting spicy out there. There's a lot, I think in these times, people are looking for something to connect with to help them understand what's happening. So were you saying like with in this kind of Puma, you were naming like it was going to be the end of the world in 2012, and then that didn't happen. But what that meant was that it was the end of the time as we knew it. And now we're in this chapter, and I mean, it gives me hope to know that there's so many people like cultures that have been hidden, would you say, right? Like when you were naming all these different locations, you're right. Like there's been a renaissance of seeing indigenous peoples around the world really kind of allow their medicine to come forth. I mean, this right here, this conversation is also an example of that, right? Like you being able to share this on a digital platform and kind of get this prayer out to the world. I think there's something that's really powerful about that. People are looking for ways to be in that tangibility. You were mentioning like being present in the 3D. And also in our conversation, you were naming one of the medicines that you carry and that you work with that's very much 3D, you know, outside of the beautiful plant medicine work is the connection to the mesa, to the altar.
Yeah.
And there's something about when you name that, just, yeah, the physicality of an altar and what that means. I think a lot of people understand, they know the term altar, but from your perspective, you were just, I was just hearing a lot of passion around the importance of the altar. And so I'd love for you to explain uh, in your cosmology this altar work and how it might support people in feeling that connection you're mentioning.
Yeah, thank you, Mary, for the question. And well, yeah, as we told the last time, the mesa are basically a medicine bundle. No, this tradition, I gonna just summary a little history of the mesa. Okay, well, the history says that many years ago, in a valley, there was people, families suffering, and the two apus, when they saw that, they said, "What we can do for our childrens?" And these two apus were Apu Ausangate and Apu Salcantay. Nowadays, those are the biggest glaciers here in Cusco. And they say, "What we can do for our childrens?" No, and Apu Salcantay said, "I'm gonna send one of my childrens, and let's see what's gonna happen." No, and the next day, this young boy arrived to this valley, and just with his presence, just he started helping people, healing people, and everything. No, and after a few years, he said, "No, and now I need to go back to the mountains." No, and he go back to the mountains, but he said in the last moment, "I want and I need a couple, the leaders of this community. I want them follow me to these mountains. I'm gonna leave you something very powerful to you." And they went to this mountain, and this young boy, well, this guy just get into one cave on the top of the mountain. As soon as he get to this cave, a big condor get out of that cave. No, and the couple immediately ran direct to the cave and see what happened. And what they found was a stone. No, and they took this stone. Some people say it was black, other people will say it was white. For our tradition, were both, white and black. And they took these stones and they hear the voice of Apu Ausangate, and he say, "This is the heart of the condor. This is the heart of the Apus, the heart of Pachamama. With these stones, you're gonna help and support your communities." And they took it. And the woman just take off her blanket and they put these rocks on the blanket and they took to the town, no? And since that time, many people from the four directions come to this uh, place holding a stone and touch to these two stones. And they took to their village and they start healing to their families, their communities. You know? And that is the original mesa or the original mastana, you know, powerful cuyas, the heart of the condor and the apus, which become our personal altars too. Nowadays, we create a personal altars for us because we are generous with ourselves, no? Because I have a blanket right here, very small, not that small, like this. And in this kind of blankets, we add stones, crystals, very important items with a lot of significance for each one of us. And in this altar, we invite to all our apus, Nustas, Pachamama, Pachatata, Cosmic Father, Cosmic Mother, power animals, elements, essence. No? We call them to be in communion with us. And also, those becomes a medicine bundle. No? And with this medicine bundle, we can heal physical body, emotional bodies, psychological bodies, no? And uh, we can create and co-create many things also with our mastanas or mesa. For other traditions called misha. No? In our tradition, we call mesa or mastana. Mhm.
That's really phenomenal. And that it's what I'm hearing is all of this spiritual energy that may feel intangible is connected through this physical mesa.
Mhm.
And so it's like it's a way for you to have that interface and to have that support, your personal support to help offer you all of the supplemental energy that you might need on your journey to do what it is you're here to do. So would you say that you're mentioning like a personal altar, but I would imagine that you can have altars for different subjects that you're
Yes.
wanting to connect with?
Yes, there is different mesas in our tradition. There is the Condor mesa, Puma mesa, Amaru mesa, Ente mesa, also Nusta mesa or Apu mesa. No, every single mesa is for a specific things. No, yes, but it's step by step. The first four mesas that I mentioned in you is just the way how you awake yourself more and more. The first mesa that we receive is the Condor mesa, is the original program from our ancestors. No? And once we have that communion with the programs that we made it on our personal altar or mesa, we can continue with the next step, no? With the Puma mesa. No? And there is more programs than we do in our altar, no? And learning more and more. Yeah, Nusta Mesa, for example, also is we call the female energies. Nustas are daughters of Pachamama. No, Apus are the
Mm.
sons of Pachamama, and Nustas are daughters of Pachamama. Daughters are lakes, river, waterfalls, volcanoes, anything that is related with liquid, no? Because the liquid or all the water in this land represent the amniotic liquid of Mother Earth. And the apus are the masculine polarity, no? Which they are living in the mountains, in the glaciers. Mhm.
Wow. I
Yes.
love this, and I know that the the maces that you speak of and the altars that they provide nourishment and they have for your lineage for thousands of years.
Yes, yes.
And um, would you say that now, given that, are you finding a lot of folks that are not of the culture able to kind of come in to this particular culture and this particular framework of the altar work and be able to see, like, have the benefit of laying these altars out? Is it something that anyone, like folks outside of the culture, can kind of interact with and kind of receive the benefit of? And how does that work if you're coming, say I'm coming in with my ancestors from a different background, but I'm wanting to connect with the Andean cosmology, to pray for my life, to pray for my family, to pray for the world? Is that a possibility to kind of have, I know you're mentioning the rainbow, right? And the rainbow of different folks coming together. This is it is there an opportunity to kind of plug into that for folks who are coming in from a different culture?
Yes, of course. My master always said, everybody can have a mesa, but not everybody has a mesa. No, and what I love to do is awake your inner master. No? And the mesa is one of the ways who can help you to awake your inner master. No, and because in our tradition we always say, for us, no, there is no protocols, and nothing is said until it's said by you. What I do now with the mesas, I'm teaching the foundation of the mesa, the original program. But once you're gonna go back home, you're gonna start listening your allies, because they're gonna become your allies. No, any mountains, lakes that you program on your mesa, they're gonna start talking to you, and they're gonna teach you also what is next. No, and also for me it was so beautiful communing at the beginnings, because helped me to, I didn't feel alone. Some years ago, I worked in a cruise ship, you know, and the work there is hard. You feel like alone sometimes, no? And one day, I take my ambassador's mesa, and I went to my room and just lie down on my bed. I start crying because I miss my family, and I remember, and I took my mesa and I put on my chest. And as soon as I put on my chest the mesa, I feel the calm that I need. No, I feel the presence of my allies that is in my mesa. You know. And yeah, also as I told you, this medicine bundle help us in our physical health, emotional and psychological bodies. And yeah, that's what I love to share with the mesa, than awakening our inner master. Because these masters, our Pachamama, they're gonna teach us something very powerful once you have a communion with them.
Yeah, this is so true. And I love you speaking to the mesa and all of these kind of spiritual archetypes from the spirit animals, the condor and the puma, um, and the elements, the rocks, the rivers. I think that we, in this very digital space, like we're literally on a digital platform. I just think there's ways in which as humans we have evolved. Um, I think there's ways in which technology is evolving beyond what's natural for us as humans. And
Mhm.
the disconnection from the river being my relative, right?
Yeah.
From the earth being my mother. But the disconnection is so real. And so when I think about these altars, it's like very much in my daily life, having that relationship that these are my relatives, that this energy is a part of who I am on the daily. And I think as we go into more technology, just that remembrance can be supportive. Because as you were mentioning when you were on the cruise ship, like just working, being in isolation, there's so many of us who are in that isolation. There are so many folks who are in spaces where they can't, yeah, that they feel but that bit of loss and that loneliness. And I'm curious, like, as we are kind of in this epidemic. I didn't think it'd go in this direction, but I feel like this interview, I just want to also speak to the consciousness that people are wanting to come into their awakening, wanting to be, as you mentioned, in that condor energy of the family. And yet, I'm curious then when we think about the altar and we think about all of these different elements, the ability to expand our definition of family is coming up for me.
Mm.
That there's definitely the family of, like, the humans,
Yes, yes.
like wanting to be in our humanity, but also it's like I'm wondering the possibility of us expanding that also in essence to maybe increase our connection to humanity, and kind of break out of that. And like if I can love the river, then maybe I can love more people who are further away from me, and sending love to those folks, to the people around the world. I'm curious, like, if all of us, because I've been, I've been working with plants for 15 years, or sorry, for about 12 years now. And I have these questions where I'm like, what end? Well, like, what is really at the heart of working with master plants, of working with all of these different masters and teachers? And I'm coming to the conclusion that it's about coming into a deeper definition of oneness that I'm trying to get to and get towards. And I'm so humbled every time in my efforts to do that. And I wonder, I don't really know if I have a question within this, but it's just more so I'm kind of synthesizing everything in this moment and kind of thinking about that. How 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 do we navigate in these times of extreme loneliness? And could this be that working with plants, working with these different archetypes, setting up our mesas, our altars, praying, being with these bundles of medicine, is it ultimately that we are being asked to kind of ascend in this prophecy, this healing prophecy towards oneness? And like what could that possibly look like? I'm just riffing here now. I'm out of questions, but this is fascinating to me. What do you think about that?
Oh, well, for me, they are adorable. This time, it's the only thing that we need to do in this life also is enjoy, because many brothers and sisters, they're very busy thinking about work, or, family, friends, money, and by the they left, or they forgot how to enjoy. They have the theory, no? I can enjoy going to, I don't know, to the watch movies, play football, something like that, but is enjoy for me is just sitting in one place and be very conscious that everything is alive and everything is for you. Here's the cool part. My master say, nothing is yours because everything is for you. Uh, and once we are conscious of that, and this world was made it for us, also we are gonna find that way. Then you say the oneness, no?
Mm,
Is one of the way how I see. Also, there is one word for ceremony. In Quechua, we say puhlay. Ceremony for us means puhlay, no? Puhlay, if you ask anybody who speak Quechua, they're gonna tell you that puhlay means to play. The
mm,
question is why our ancestors call to the ceremony, in their language, to play, because it's that playing is enjoy. Playing brings you your inner child, because the children's, our babies there, when they playing, they don't think about what is bad, what is good. They only do wherever they want to do, walking, everything, playing, and they enjoy. But they don't know that they are playing, but they are enjoying that moment, that time. And yeah, my master always say we are always in ceremony. We are all the time playing. Because as a human beings, we are learning, or we are remember. We are remembering everything that it's around us.
Mm. Thank you for that. Thank you so much. That is really important to come back into the remembrance of play, especially when you are in the energy of adulting or when things feel very critical or serious or it's like where we put our attention to, there's a saying like where energy flows where attention goes. And so
Mm,
another thing that I can think about with this altar is like by having a focal point and having the intention behind it too to also be joy and play, as you mentioned. It's like it takes the definition of ceremony from just kind of this thing that we're doing um in a very serious manner to heal, but it's also like what like the point of that is to be kind of back to who we are originally, which we came here as children. We were playing all the time. We were in our joy. So there's almost it feels like there's like a regeneration back to what makes sense. Like we come out, we become adults, we do all these things over here, we make things really complicated. Um, and as you were mentioning, just like, oh, like ceremony's a time to remember that we don't have to, things don't have to be that complicated. And so thank you for that. Thank you for reminding me of that. And I know within my own personal journey and my own mission, I think I definitely carry the staff and the stick of like, we have to like heal humanity. And we have, there's always this kind of bigger, I'm an Aquarian. So there's always this kind of bigger like idea around that. But I really do love the simple warmth. I just see the imagery of you laying that altar on your heart, right? On the ship, and just the medicine of how these different things are just bringing us back into harmony and feeling a sense of good and just feeling good and feeling joy. And
mm,
the remembrance of that in itself is very profound. And if that's what this medicine does, then yeah,
yes.
just the joy of just being alive, as you're mentioning, just the joys. I just think that that's so powerful and beautiful. And thank you for reminding me of that.
No, thank you, mommy. And also, what I would like to share too is that maybe many people don't wanna be agree with me with this, but my master say we were the ones who choose the life that we have now. We choose our parents. We choose our family, the place where we are living before to come to this physical manifestation. We choose everything, no? Why? Because we are very generous with ourselves. Because we, as a light, no, in our light bodies, we say, no, I would love to go through this process. I would love to go in the process as a adorable this time. Now I'm gonna leave this time, when I'm gonna leave this world, and now I would love to have the process of Yodmar, love to have the process of other person. We choose that. And as we are choosing that, also our brothers and sisters, older brothers and sisters are helping us in that process. Who are our brothers and sisters? The master plant medicines, the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom, the apus, the nustas, no? They are our older brothers and sisters who are helping us and supporting us in all of this process that we call life.
Absolutely. And I just that feels like a beautiful dovetail and just giving appreciation to who you are in this lifetime, Yodmar. I'm glad you chose to be you.
Thank you, Abby.
Yeah, it sounds, it just Yeah, and in these times of the Puma, from one person who is creating healing spaces to another, it's just like, thank you for that. Thank you for the work that you're doing and for teaching how to create the mesas, for guiding people through the Wachuma work. I know you also work with ayahuasca. If people wanted to connect with your work, would it just be best to give them your email, or do you have any other ways for folks to kind of stay connected to the medicine that you bring?
Oh, sure. Well, my email is jotmeter.com. Oh, wait a minute. What is
I
it?
can put your email. You don't have to worry about saying it. I can put your
Okay,
email
perfect.
in for sure. But if
Also,
there's
can you
if
help me with the number, no?
yeah, the
Number,
number.
yeah.
Yeah, totally, totally. I on behalf of Black Condor, am very grateful for this time that you've given us and kind of sharing your medicine, sharing how you're showing up for the world. It's really powerful and really positive, um, and it's uplifting. And I'm pretty sure your ancestors are so proud of you. And we're just really grateful for this conversation, hoping down the line to continue to kind of connecting with you and your wisdom and being in that prayer with you. Is there any kind of closing message that you'd like to say that's on your heart that might be of support in this moment to anyone listening?
Sure. Well, thank you very much again, dear Adorable, for this beautiful time. And also, when I see you, I know that you are a powerful medicine woman. And thank you very much for do so much for our brothers and sisters also with the medicine in the rainforest because we need it. We need that power from you, no? Now is the time of the female polarity. And the masculine polarity, the only thing that we need to do is acknowledge and honoring and support you in this awakening of the female polarity. No? And what can I share is I love you so much to all our brothers and sisters. They are adorable. And just we have to be very generous with ourselves because we came to this life to receive. No. Why? Because as when we come to this physical dimension, as a baby, the first thing that we do is receive that breath of life. And after that, in any in because nothing goes one way, we give back that, no? With the crying. Wow, we crying, right? And that's it, my family. Then let's be very generous with ourselves, and nothing in this life is yours because everything is for you. And I would love to also send a powerful tobacco blessings from here, from the land of the rainbow, Chinchero, and just close your eyes and receive the blessings from this rainbow land. Kalbanjay, Tulunjay, Yawarchay. Thank you very much, dear adorable. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you for joining us on Black Condor Talks, Yodmar. Sending you so much peace and blessings across all of the world. On behalf of Black Condor, we see you, we hear you, and we love you.
I love you too. Thank you very much.
That's our mantra here. And to everyone watching, thank you for joining us. Thank you for taking in and absorbing this beautiful download, this beautiful, like I feel like I'm in ceremony right now, to be honest. But thank you for being in this ceremonial space with us via this platform. And we hope to continue creating more opportunities to learn about our beautiful master plant relatives. Until next time, goodbye. Peace.
Goodbye. Until next time.